Manpower service RBS Southend, and we provide them with temporary members of staff, and we do the whole process from attracting the candidates right through to managing the workforce once they're actually in place and working. Identifying the correct candidate starts from the very beginning, so the initial pre-screen of the candidates, getting their CV, discussing with them exactly what they've done previously, what they want to do in the future, so we can see how they might be able to grow in the role as well. The candidates feel really comfortable with us because they've worked with us from the beginning, and then we're here to greet them on their first day of work as well and just remind them about what's happening, what will happen once they start working.
Manpower introduced assessment centres to be able to fill the roles that RBS needed to support their customers, so really to find the talent that they need for their business. And that's one of the reasons that we do the initial scenario they discuss, that focuses on either their customer service skills, their ability to negotiate in regards to collecting payments, or meeting targets and deadlines.
The group scenario that they work on will be relevant to the role that they're applying for. So we really then get to understand just how they might perform once in that role.
It was nice to have someone to explain everything to you, just so you know exactly what you're applying for.
I think you also realise whether the job you're applying for is for you or not. You know, if you're not comfortable with it, then you know you're applying for something that's not really meant for you.
Honestly, I think the training's really intensive, but it's really, really good for them to be given that knowledge. You know, they're not just put on the phones and expected to be able to answer queries from actual customers. They're given that knowledge, and if they take it and use it, they can be really successful in their roles.
Once they've finished the 4 to 6 week training period, they may go on to the actual centre floor and for a further 2 weeks be chaperoned or be buddied up, so they're still getting the extra support during the training period.
When I first started, I was actually really scared. I faced quite a lot of challenges because it was just a lot of information to take in. There was so much to do and so much things to think of, but they are really, really friendly people and they're really helpful. They do help you when you need help and stuff. And yeah, they're understanding and they do care for you.
There's no point in us placing the wrong person in the wrong role because it's not going to make them happy and it's not right for RBS either. So that's the reason we do the assessment centres, to assess the right people for the right positions.
There's a few different roles that Manpower supply staff into at RBS. The role that we get most frequently is a customer service role, which is inbound calls from customers who have a credit card with the bank and want to action something on their credit card. And our staff are expected to deal with the customer query and then also to sell any products and services that the bank have on offer and generate leads to be passed to the sales team.
We deal with the majority of things, just customers that are phoning up, they've lost their card, that want to make payments. We deal with the core of it, and then obviously some of the times we have to pass them through to like fraud or collections. If you do well, your managers will see and other members of staff will see. It does make you feel good because it makes you feel like you've done your job properly.
Another role that we have is within GTS, where again customers will be calling in with queries on charges on their account, and our members of staff are expected to deal with those queries professionally and make sure that they're satisfied with the outcome.
I work in collections. I've been there for a month or so now. You need to be friendly, you need to be able to negotiate with the customer. If you speak to someone that really is experiencing hardship, if they are really in a difficult situation, and you're able to negotiate with them an easier pay plan for them so that they feel that they can be able to get back on track, that's always a great feeling.
We also supply staff into the fraud investigations role, which is partly an admin role where customers will be investigating any fraud that's occurred on accounts. It's a really interesting role because you speak to lots of different types of people. You might have to contact retailers, you may have to liaise with the police. You obviously need to keep customers updated as well as to what's happening and whether you've managed to find out how the fraud or where the fraud occurred on their account.
I enjoy the role because it's very satisfying at the end of the day. When you've got money back for RBS, that's good. I always enjoy it because the team around me are brilliant, they're lovely people to work with, and it's also a very challenging role, so it gives you something to set your mind on every day.
This is a brilliant working environment. You've got so many great facilities. You've got the gym, the football pitch out back, tennis courts, you've got the subsidised canteen, and then in terms of working, it's a really open plan transparent environment to work in. So you sit with a temporary member of staff, will be sitting next to a permanent member of staff, might be sitting across from a manager. You know, directors are also quite visible as well. So everybody's included in this working environment.
It's great to see people come in here and realise how much opportunity and how much potential there is for an individual within RBS. And it's great to see once someone's been here for 6 months and then they get taken onto an RBS contract and they might move into another area and get a promotion. And it's really rewarding to see.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it while I worked here. It's probably like the most sociable workplace I've ever worked in. People really try to work with you to make yourself better as well.
This is the best job I've ever had. The people that I work with, they're the best. They are honestly.